In the heart of a vast and magical forest, the morning sun filtered through the leaves, casting a warm glow over everything. The gentle breeze rustled the branches, and the soft sounds of birds chirping filled the air. In the middle of all this beauty lived Thistle, a small and humble rabbit with a heart full of kindness. Thistle wasn't like the other rabbits who spent their days lounging in the meadows or munching on clover. No, Thistle had a deep sense of responsibility. His bright blue eyes were always alert, searching for anyone who might need his help. One fine morning, as he hopped along his favorite path, he suddenly heard a faint, desperate cry for help. His large, sensitive ears twitched. Without hesitation, he darted toward the sound, his fluffy tail bouncing behind him. Scene 2. The trapped squirrel. Thistle's heart raced as he followed the sound through the dense forest. As he neared a small clearing, he spotted a squirrel caught in a cruel hunter's trap. The squirrel struggled frantically, its tiny paws unable to free itself from the tight metal jaws. "Oh, no! Hold on, I'm coming!" Thistle shouted as he rushed toward the struggling squirrel. The squirrel's eyes filled with fear. But when it saw Thistle's determined expression, it relaxed a little. I can't get out. The trap is too strong," it squeaked, its voice trembling. Thistle's mind raced, but his paws were steady. He quickly examined the trap, finding a way to pry it open. With all his might, he pushed the trap's jaws apart until it finally gave way. The squirrel was free. "You're safe now," Thistle said gently, a smile on his face. The squirrel looked up at him, its eyes wide with gratitude. "Thank you so much. I didn't think anyone would hear me." "You're welcome," Thistle replied. "It's what friends do." The squirrel beamed and scurried off, but not before giving Thistle a big hug. "I'll never forget this. You're a true hero." Scene 3. The fallen nest. The day was still young, and Thistle's adventures had only just begun. As he and the squirrel parted ways, Thistle heard another sound, a soft chirping mixed with the flurry of wings. He followed the noise and soon came upon a heartbreaking sight. A bird family's nest had fallen from a tall tree, and the baby birds were trapped on the ground, unable to return to their home. The baby birds chirped helplessly, looking up at the tree and flapping their tiny wings in vain. The mother bird swooped down, her eyes filled with panic. "My babies! They're stranded, and I don't know how to get them back up there." Thistle's mind raced. He needed a plan. Then his eyes caught sight of a long, sturdy vine hanging from a nearby tree. "I'll be right back," Thistle promised, and with that, he darted off to collect the vine. Scene 4. Restoring the nest. Thistle carefully tied the vine around the fallen nest and scampered up the tree with surprising speed for such a small bunny. He climbed higher and higher until he reached the branch where the nest had once been. With steady paws, he secured the nest back into place, ensuring that it was firmly anchored. Then he carefully placed the baby birds back into their nest. The mother bird let out a joyful chirp, and the baby birds tweeted happily, fluttering their wings. "You did it!" the bird mother exclaimed, flying around Thistle in circles. "You saved my babies! How can I ever thank you?" Thistle smiled and shook his head. "You don't need to thank me. Helping others is what friends do." Scene 5. Thistle's growing reputation. As the days passed, Thistle's reputation as the forest's hero spread far and wide. He continued to help wherever he could, rescuing bunnies from burrows, guiding lost animals to safety, and even helping a young fox with a thorn stuck in its paw. Wherever Thistle went, animals greeted him with smiles, and some even joined him in his rescues. One day, a family of raccoons spotted a deer trapped in a thick tangle of brambles. Thistle and the raccoons worked together to carefully free the deer, and in return, the deer guided them to a hidden grove where delicious fruits grew. It wasn't long before Thistle became the go-to animal whenever someone was in trouble. His small frame and fluffy white fur made him seem like an innocent, harmless creature, but his heart and courage were as mighty as any lion's. Scene 6. The Great Fire. One fateful afternoon, a terrible danger struck the forest. A wildfire broke out on the far side of the woods, pushed by a strong wind. Flames licked the sky, and the dry trees quickly caught fire. The smoke spread quickly, choking the air and making it difficult to breathe. Thistle, who was out on one of his usual rescues, saw the smoke rising in the distance. His heart pounded in his chest as he realized what was happening. Without a moment's hesitation, he sprinted toward the fire. "Everyone,